This adventure takes us through the remote mountains and wide open desert of central Nevada. Sometimes the road stretches further than you can see. It almost feels like we're not even moving sometimes. "163 miles from the last gas station, we finally made it. It's adventure time. Let's do it." Well, we found some locals. There they go. Hey everybody, what's up? Join me for an awesome adventure in a cool town in Nevada. Well, that's one thing about this place. You never know what you're gonna find. I found an abandoned military bunker. Let's see if we can get in the door. Oh, it's got a little baby padlock on it. There's some more bunkers right over there, but I imagine they're the same thing. They're closed up. We are headed to the town of Tonopah. We're right next to the Tonopah Speedway and the Tonopah Airport. Looks like there's an old hangar over there we better go look at before we go to town. In 1940, Congress withdrew over 3 million acres of public land, turning this area into the Tonopah Bombing and Gunnery Range. By 1942, the Tonopah Army Airfield was open, and in 1943, they started secretly testing a new kind of bomb. The TAAF was a new controlled glider bomb, the older brother to the modern missile and bombs we use today. After the war ended and the base was closed, the land was turned back over to Nye County. But the base is still subject to recall by the military at any time. So let's hope that never happens. Somebody lost their car. This old hangar is pretty neat. It's too bad there's not an old vintage airplane sitting in there. That would make this even cooler. This looks like a smokestack off a refinery. I have no idea what it's doing out here by the airport, because it definitely looks like a piece from a refinery. It turns out there is a new lithium mine getting started right next to the airport. It's said to be one of the largest lithium deposits in the US. In 1900, Jim Butler and his mule were camping near this spot, and that next morning, Jim woke up to find that his mule had wandered off. When Jim finally found his mule, he picked up a rock and he got ready to throw it at his wandering animal, but this rock was extremely heavy. It was full of silver ore. Soon after that, Jim staked his claim, and the rest is history. Tonopah quickly became one of the richest mining districts in the West. and the queen of the silver camps. Word of the strike traveled quickly, and by 1901, rich investors from back east bought Jim's claim, and the boom was in full swing. By 1930, the mining district had produced over 174 million ounces of silver and 1.8 million ounces of gold. In 1930, prices of silver and gold dropped, and this boomtown started to fade away. And by 1948, all the mines were closed. Now Tonopah is mainly a fuel stop and a tourist attraction, with some haunted hotels and a historic mining park. And we will be visiting both of them. Both the Mizpah and the Belvada held the title of the tallest buildings in Nevada until 1927. The Mizpah Hotel was the first electric elevator west of the Mississippi and is listed as one of the most haunted hotels in the nation. Okay, we got a Bugatti, an old Lincoln Continental, and an old truck. There's still a lot of old miner shacks left in town too. Like, this town hasn't seen much of an update yet. It's still pretty Old West feeling around here. So cool. Okay, what do we got? An old Monte Carlo. I don't know what that is behind it. Old classic car. Pretty cool. They made the information center look like an old building. Tonopah could experience another boom. Currently, Black Rock Silver Corporation is re-examining the mining district. Black Rock's tests are showing that Tonopah is one of the highest grade undeveloped silver projects globally. So the queen of the silver camps could reclaim her throne sometime in the near future. They've turned this old vault into a little museum. Those are some low buttons. The 5th floor of this hotel is haunted by the Lady in Red. Rose was a lady of the night that was murdered by a jealous ex-lover just outside of her room. Guests have reported seeing her and even hearing her whisper in their ears. Well, this is the lady in red's room. Floor 3 is said to be haunted by 2 children. Guests have heard laughing and playing noises in the hallway, just to look out and see nothing. And the basement is haunted by 2 miners. One night, 3 miners tunneled their way under the Mizpah, just below the vault. The floor of the vault was just dirt, so they made it right in. They were miners, and the hotel was right next to the mine. What do you expect? So I think that's the vault where they tunneled in. But one of the miners didn't want to share, so he shot the other 2 miners and got away with all of the cash, leaving the 2 miners to haunt the basement of the hotel. See, this is George Davis, aka Devil Davis. Turns out his wife was unhappy with him and shot him. We got a couple fancy grave sites right here. And then I almost think that one behind right there is the sheriff. Yep, Thomas W. Logan. Died 1906. This is the Tonopah Cemetery. That's pretty cool. And people believe the ghosts from this cemetery haunt the next place we'll stop, because it's right next to the cemetery. All right, now we'll go check out where all these ghosts like to go hang out. It's basically connected to the parking lot of the Clown Motel. The haunted Clown Motel. The Clown Motel claims to be the scariest motel in the nation. If being right next to the cemetery doesn't give you the creeps, some of these scary looking clowns might just do the trick. Now we are at the Tonopah Historic Mining Park. This is where Jim found his mule and his fortune of silver. We got some gold. Gosh, that's a cool looking rock. Some malachite. Alright, here's some nice mining equipment. There's a 5-stamp mill right there. You put your ore through there, and those stampers would just go up and down and crush the rock. So you could process out the gold and silver. And then right in front of that is a big ball mill. It basically did the same thing, but instead of the big stamps, it used these big balls. And they just roll around it in that thing and crush the rock, crush the ore. What a cool place. Let's go, there's a safe over there. Let's go look at the safe real quick. Here's an old safe. I think the door for it is over on top of that safe. Unless that's the door for that safe, I don't know. Either way, pretty cool. Oh, that's the most wooden pipes I've seen in one pile. Alright, we're on the Stope Bridge. And that's looking down the stope into the mine. We got Pidgeys flying around. See if it'll adjust. This hole is massive. This is where they stored their dynamite. Ba-boom! Okay, one of these old buildings has got a bunch of artifacts in it. We got a bunch of rock drills. A miner's tent. Some antique bottles. This is the Mizpah mine, the richest mine in Tonopah history, boasting the first metal head frame in the country. This mine shaft drops straight down 600 feet. Wow, I think that's the biggest hoist I've ever seen. That one's huge. Yeah, look how big that puppy is. Man, look at the belt on that thing. It's so big. Nice, they still got all the controls. Would have been something to do with the power. That's their little steam engine. Then run the generators to run the power for the hoist. Got a big wrench. I think it's heavy. And then I think that was the air compressor. Yeah, this is the air compressor right on it. 1903. So it looks like a dual air compressor. I can't tell what that bird is, but I thought it was an owl. Just look at the wheels on this mine cart. They're pretty wide. That's very different. Look at this old mine truck. A white. Never heard of a white. All right, we're gonna head into the burrow tunnel. Old mine cart hiding in the dark. I wonder if this opens. Nope. Whoa. You said don't drop your cell phone down there. You'll never get it back. This is the Silvertop Mine hoist house and head frame, originally built in 1906. We can't go in, so I'm trying to look through the window. So we got another huge hoist. And a huge head frame. And a huge mine shaft. Let's go look at it. That is a long ways down. And this is the Silvertop Mine ore house, also known as the Grizzly. Miners hand sorted the ore in this building before it was shipped out for process. This building's closed too. They say it's occupied by the pigeons now. It's a pigeon house. Oh, nice. It's even a power wagon. This is the Desert Queen Mine, Jim Butler's very first claim. This was also the mine shaft used to rescue miners during the Tonopah Belmont mine fire, tragically killing 17 miners in 1911. Local hero Big Bill Murphy died rescuing his fellow miners. On his third trip down to rescue more people, he never returned. Wow, just look at that whole piece of history. The hoist is still inside the building. See if I can zoom in through the window. I'll try from this angle. There's part of the gear that runs the hoist. Man, there's some huge hoists here. Well, I think that does it for my little adventure in Tonopah. There's still more here to see if you want to come see it. And I hope you had fun. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Well, I found where you'd go and take a mine dump in our house.